is my third video in our knitCompanion series, and in this video we're going to talk about charts and using markers and customizing, just further customizing your experience with knitCompanion. And if you aren't familiar with knitCompanion, it is an app that helps you interact with your patterns, and as I've said before, I am a lifetime printed pattern user until I started using this. It's a game changer. I love it. And if you want to see the first two videos in the series, you can click the little eye in the upper right hand corner and I'll put a link to the playlist. I'll also put a link in the video description field below. And in the first video, I run through mostly the features of the free version of the software. And so the basics of using the software, even the free version, is amazing and totally worth it. In the next video, I talk more about customizing features to get it set up just exactly the way that you want to use it with your patterns. And in this one, we're going to take it a bit further and talk about customizing charts. It is amazing for reading charts and keeping track of where you are in a charted pattern, and using markers, which were a new thing to me. The features that I'm going to demonstrate in this video are only available in the iOS, in the Apple version. And I know there have been a lot of comments about that, and so I wanted to explain a little bit. In talking with the designer about this, she would love to have all the features available in Android, but even though it doesn't seem like this makes any sense, the Android version does not allow for all the program that she wants to do. I don't have any more details than that because she's the one who can explain all of this. I just noticed that the Android version doesn't have all the features, but it's not a fault of knitCompanion. She would love to have them both have all the features, but it's just not the way it is. So I'm going to show you, well, if you have more questions on that, please contact her directly, because if you guys can speak the programming language together, she'd be able to explain it to you better than I can. So I'm going to demonstrate how to use the charts and the markers, and you're going to love it. So let's take a look. Okay, here we are in the knitCompanion app. I already have the project uploaded that I want to do. I've already started it as a project, and so I'm going to open that. And it just turns out that I have a video coming out next week on this very tutorial, on this very pattern, Twilight Mittens from Mountain Meadow Wool. And it's kind of perfect the way the chart is for me to show you. Well, also because I'm very familiar with the pattern right now since I've been knitting the samples. So on page 3, we have the thumb chart for the Fair Isle pattern. And this is what I'm going to use to show how easy it is to set up a chart in knitCompanion. Now you see that I can slide around this highlighter bar to highlight the row that I'm on, which is great because I can easily see that row to knit it, but it gets even better than that. So I'm going to hit setup and just get past that, telling me about the iOS version. And over here, I'm going to hit the little plus and select chart piece. And then I'll select the page the chart is on that I want to use. So it's page 3. And now you see this blue arrow kind of flashing and pointing down. It wants me to click and drag to outline the chart to help the software find the chart. So that's what I've done. And you don't have to get it perfect. You don't have to exactly cut out the chart. You just want to eliminate any noise around the chart, any extra lines or anything. That will help the app find the chart. We want the app to recognize exactly where the stitches and rows are in here. So it gives us a lot more options with things. So I've got that set up. I've just had the chart in the little purple area. So I'm going to click this magic wand here. And now I review the results. And I look, and it's probably hard to see. It didn't quite get it. And when I look down here, whoops, that's not what I wanted. When I look down here, the visible rows 39, that actually is correct. The number of stitches 31, it got off by 1 stitch. So I'm just going to correct that real quick by tapping the number and putting in the correct number. Bam, now it's got it. It has recognized this perfectly. So I'm going to hit knit. And now my chart is set up for me to use this new thing that just popped up. This works just like the other counters. You tap it to advance your counter, but this time it's going to advance the highlighter bar on my chart row. You see that? And just like the other counters, if you hold it down, you can reset it or go back one. I love this feature. This is a very exciting thing for me with as many charts as I've been knitting for the mitten tutorial next week. So also we see this little microphone. This is very cool too. If you tap this, it'll give you a list of the voice control commands. And really you can take a look at everything that's in there. I mostly just use next. So as long as this is on, whoops, as long as this is red, whoops, I just turned it off again. I need to stop doing that. As long as this is red, the voice commands are on. And so if you say those words, the software will do this on its own. So let me see. Next. Next. There we go. Next. It's really echoey in this room. I think the iPad might be having a tough time with this. Back. There, you see, it's advancing or going backwards. Very cool. If you have your hands full with a cable needle and whatever else, that is such a great feature. Okay, and we have a dog who's helping rearrange the lighting right now. Okay. So one tap and voice control. The next thing I want to show you is something that I didn't show in the last video, and a lot of people pointed that out to me. If you go to edit, well, actually we're going to customize the highlighter bar. And last time I didn't show you how to do the inverted highlighter bar, which is a simple thing. So I clicked edit, or I tapped edit. Now I'm going to go to the markers, the highlighter bar and slide marker. And it's just this little button right here, invert, boom. So now the whole chart is kind of highlighted, and the unhighlighted row really stands out as the row that you're on. Actually, I don't think yellow is the greatest color for this. I'm going to change it to gray. Okay, if I hit knit again, you can see my odd number rows are gray, and my even number rows are purple. And it really is just what works best for you, how you're able to see things with the light that you're in, whatever else. This is a cool thing. So I'm going to go back and actually turn that off for this next section. Oops, and hit knit. Okay. And now I want to show you magic markers. This is so cool. Now this chart here is for the most part a color chart. So there are the blank squares and the dotted squares, and the dotted squares and the blank squares are just different colors. We have a few other things going on, some knit two together, some KFBs, some make ones, but mostly this is a color chart. So I'm going to go to edit, and this magic marker wand here, I'll tap that, and then I'll tap the plus down here to add a marker. I'm going to add a magic marker. And it's telling me tap a stitch to select it. So what I want to do here is make it really easy to see the colors in my color chart. So I'm just going to tap one of the colors in my color chart, and then I've got it, and I'm fine with that pink color. And so I'm just going to tap the magic wand. Boom! It just found all of. Let me go into knit again. It just found all of those colors, all of the dotted stitches, and made them a color. Now it makes it really easy to see where my colored stitches are. So I'm going to do that again, but this time I'm going to make sure that I don't miss my KFBs. So I'm going to start a new magic marker. I'm going to tap one of the KFB stitches. Whoops. And I'm going to change that. I don't want that to be pink too. I'm going to make those blue. So those are my KFB stitches, and if I hit the magic wand, it finds all my KFB stitches. Perfect. And then I can go to knit. And now in my chart, I have my pink stitches, and then I won't miss those KFBs because they're blue, standing out against the chart. It's easy to see them. And I could do that with all the stitches if I wanted to customize the KFBs or the make ones or whatever else is in here. That is cool. Makes it very easy to read and see your chart. Okay, there's something else in here. One more thing. Sometimes you have a run of stitches, in the markers I mean. Sometimes you have a run of stitches, and so you're looking at your chart, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so you're counting all these when you could just have the software tell you, right? So edit, and I want to edit the other one. Okay. I want it to tell me when there is a run of stitches of 6 or more. So I'm going to go down here, and I'm on the, I didn't name these. I actually should have named these. These are the colored stitches, but I would just add a name here. These are actually in the piece that I'm knitting right now. These are the cream color stitches. Okay, it'll just be easier to see now. I want it to tell me when there's a run of 6 stitches or more on all of the rows. Look at that. Okay, I'm going to go back to knit and make this bigger so you can see what's happening here. So now I don't have to count these 7 stitches or these 6 stitches. It's just showing me. And I can set that to tell me when there's, you know, a run of any number of stitches, and maybe I don't want it to show me 7, maybe I only want it to show me when there are more than 15 or more than 3, but how easy is that to just look and go, oh, that's 7, a run of 7 cream color stitches in a row. Gosh, I love this software. Okay, one more thing to show you in the markers is custom markers. So I tapped edit, and I'm going to, we're still in the markers, I'm going to tap the plus down here and custom marker. And this is when you want to mark something in a pattern, and you know, for whatever reason, like the example of beads, you know, where you're going to add beads is a good one. So I'm going to go ahead and label this beads. If you want to add beads to your knitting, we're going to change the color to green so you can see what I'm doing. Now with this, it's just really an option for me to pick out whatever stitches I want and make them that color. So I'm going to pretend like this is my bead row, and everything I tap will be that color. But if I accidentally tap something that I don't want, I can just tap it again and it will toggle it off. So I'm going to keep tapping everything that I want. That's really what this does. It just gives you the option of adding more colored markers wherever you want them for whatever reason. And I think beads is a good example. And you'll see here in my chart, while I'm knitting along, how customized this is, how easy this is to read. So I have my, my background stitches, my colored stitches, it's telling me the number of stitches in a run-on row, and then these green stitches are maybe my beads, or, you know, whatever reason you have for marking something in a chart, that's how you can do it in any color that you want. Was that all that I had here? Yes, it is. And that is it. I hope that helps you with your charts and your markers. Again, you can click the little I or look in the video description field below to see my other videos on knitCompanion, and I have still at least one more video coming up, so watch for that. Good luck.